Hi guys, I am Sandy from Sandy on Crafts, and today we are going to relax. We are doing 3 quick, very easy relaxing exercises using watercolors. We're just putting paint to paper here really. We are setting the intention to relax, to have fun, and to de-stress with each stroke of our brush. We won't care about the end result. It doesn't matter how it will work, although we will of course be hoping for something absolutely gorgeous. But that is not the main point here. And just so we're clear, there are no requirements here really. You can use the cheapest paper you have, as long as it takes some water. You can use the cheapest paints, the cheapest brushes. This is about ourselves. And if you had a stressful day like mine, this is for you. Let's do it. Now before we start, let's just get this paper nice and wet and create a little background that needs to dry before we can do something to it. And if we didn't do this, I probably just wouldn't keep going. If I needed to let this dry before continuing, I would just get bored and go do something else. This way we are preparing ahead, and that is a very big deal when you're trying to relax and not get impatient. Because really, what's more stressful than getting impatient? I am the queen of impatience, which is not very good for watercolor. Let me tell you, I have ruined so many projects by not waiting for the paint to dry. All we need to do is add paint to this wet paper like so. Okay, let me see. We are going to pick maybe 2 or 3 colors. So sap green. Yeah, just watch it bloom. Not enough water though. A little more sap green. Okay, that's more like it. We want a vibrant background because, when watercolor dries, it's actually much lighter than when you're painting it. Loving the blooms, or the cauliflower as some like to call it. And we just keep adding more and more paint. Just 2 or 3 colors, nothing major. We just add paint and we add water. This is Hooker's green, I think. I'm just getting it off the palette into the page, so I'm not really paying that much attention. It doesn't really matter, pick colors you enjoy, your favorite ones. And the blues and the greens are meant to be relaxing, but if you need something a little bit more colorful, go ahead. Pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, whatever you feel like it will look absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I think we have a background here, guys. And now that it's all just covered in paint, we just wait for it to dry. We are starting really slow and simple, okay? We are going to pick 2 or 3 colors we love, and then we are going to activate them and prepare them beforehand, so we're not wasting any time when we're getting in the flow of painting. And the flow of painting is actually very important for that relaxation we want to reach. So this one, yeah. Then a nice vibrant blue. I think this is my favorite of the lighter ones. For the darker ones, it's indigo for sure. I love indigo. Okay, this one. Now for the greens, I think Deep Hooker's green is my favorite so far. I haven't really had that much time to test it out, but I do love it. Let's add a cute little pink to the mix. It just works so well together, I think. Okay, we are ready to go. So now what we're doing here today is filling our page with brush strokes of every kind you can think of. Whatever you want to make. We start at one corner like this one and we finish at the other. It is that simple. Let's put in some nice relaxing music and get started, shall we? Okay guys, if you're having the same problem I'm having, which is the paper is warping, buckling, you know, because of the water, that's okay. You just get your tape and you tape it down to your table before you continue. Okay, we are going to leave this one to dry right now because I want to go back to it once we finished all the other projects with my nice little, you know, waterproof pen. Doodling is actually very relaxing. I am a big fan of that, and I think this project kind of needs it, so we'll get back to this one. And this one is all about bubbles. Water bubbles. Well, watercolor bubbles, in fact, because everything looks better in color. And again, we are just picking 2-3 colors for this, and the reason why we picked just a few colors is to stop ourselves from getting really overwhelmed. You know, having too many options can sometimes be as stressful as having none. So we're not doing that to ourselves today. And I think now I am going for the warmer colors. So let's see here. So maybe, you know, oranges. Pretty oranges. And pretty yellows. I know that the colder colors are a bit more relaxing, but I think we're ready for a little bit of color. Let's see. My Scarlet Lake, the one I have 2 of. No carmine though. And I don't know, maybe a reddish color like this. I think we're ready for red. Okay, let me just take this away. Now all we need to do here is draw bubbles. you know, circles, spheres, whatever you like to call it. And this is a bit hypnotizing to me because I like getting the circles. I like watching the circles get formed, but I like it even more to watch what is going to be happening next, which is when the colors bleed into one another. So we start small, you know, small little circle, and then we add, they touch, and that is where the magic happens. You see, it's bleeding already and looking gorgeous. A yellow, where should I put this yellow? So again, starting small, then, gorgeous. Love to watch that. Real hypnotizing to me. If you find yourself using too much water, you know, in creating pools, don't worry. It's something that is very likely to happen, particularly if you're using, you know, cheaper paper, which is fine for this exercise. All you need to do when you have a pool is either you dab it with your paper towel, or you take a dry brush and you just pick the color away. Let's see if we can double dip. Yeah. So for example, we have a small pool here. Do you see it? We could dab it with the paper towel, no problem, or we could just get ourselves a dry brush and just remove the ink, like so. The ink, I meant the paint, you know, the pigment. There you go, no more pooling. Same thing here. Let's just clean this off. It will make it so much easier to dry. Look at that, so pretty. The truth is, we could be here all day, you know, and once these are dry, we could just go on top of these and start over and over and over. We could just do as many as we'd like. but I think you get the picture, and I am pretty happy with this. So I think we are done. Now let's move on to our third and last project of the day. Let's get back to that background we created. And now it is looking lovely, it is looking pretty dry, and we are making a simple tree. Now don't worry, it's not going to require any particular skills, you know, I promised simple and I meant it. So now we've picked a darker color, which is our indigo, for our trunk, and we just make a couple of lines like so. Don't worry, enjoy the process, okay? And then we need little twigs coming out like this. Nothing fancy, nothing too straight, you know, that's not what nature is. Okay, and then we just do a little bit of a line. Background like so. We're just using the exact same color, right? Just indigo. Not even using that much water, you know. It's not looking pretty, but it's not supposed to. Okay, let's my advice is to start and make a general silhouette, if you will, you know, to know when to stop really. Because, you know, watercolor has this thing when we just get carried away and all of a sudden it's not a tree, it's an overgrown bush, and you have lost all sight of what you wanted to do in the first place. Since we are not being very methodic about it, the trick here, you know what really does the difference, is it's different variations of this color. So we want it light, always light first, you know, with watercolors you always go from light to dark. And you can see the background colors just pushing through, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, but we want that blue. We want that indigo. Try not to cover too much. You see the yellow here? This is transparency, and that's what we want because this is watercolor. But you definitely want the darker shades too, because you know, not all leaves are the same. There's lots of space to create something truly magical. And guys, I think we're done. Guys, this is gorgeous. Okay, before we're done, let's get back to that previous exercise. Here it is. Yeah, it buckled. done, guys. I really do. This, and this, and that's it. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling much more relaxed. And it is awesome to me how doing simple watercolor exercises with no expectation of the end results whatsoever always works like a charm. You know, it's meditation of sort. Thank you for doing this with me. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.